The Brave Little Mouse Who Saved the Forest. Written and illustrated by Kids Story Time. In the heart of the great evergreen forest, where the trees whispered ancient songs and the wind smelled like pine and earth, lived a little mouse named Milo. Though he was smaller than a mushroom cap, Milo had the biggest heart in the whole forest. Every morning he greeted the sun with a stretch and a smile, read from his bark-bound books, and drank his favourite pine leaf tea. Life was peaceful and simple, just the way Milo liked it. But one morning, something changed. Something strange drifted through the air.
What a beautiful morning. The birds are singing, the leaves are rustling. But wait, what's that smell?
Milo's nose twitched. It wasn't the scent of morning dew or blooming wildflowers. It was sharp and smoky. Smoke? That didn't belong here. Alarm bells rang inside his tiny chest. Fires didn't start on their own, not in this part of the forest. Something was wrong.
I need to tell the others. If there's smoke, there could be fire. And if there's fire, the forest could be in danger.
Milo hurried to the council meadow, where the animals met to share forest news. As he arrived, the grand figures of the forest were already there. Leo, the wise leader, Penelope, the vain but clever peacock, Oscar, the bookish owl, and Freddie, the clever fox, all much larger than Milo and often too proud to take him seriously. But Milo didn't hesitate.
Smoke? Are you sure it wasn't just morning mist, little Milo?
Everyone, I smelled smoke just past the creek bend. It's not from a fire pit. I think something's burning.
Darling, this forest hasn't had a fire in years.
We mustn't panic without evidence. Let's stay rational.
Maybe our brave little mouse just had a spicy dream.
Milo's ears drooped. No one believed him, but something inside told him he couldn't ignore it. Although no one followed him, Milo didn't stop. He gripped his tiny satchel, adjusted his firefly lantern, and stepped into the darker part of the woods. Trees loomed overhead, vines tangled at his feet, but he pressed forward with courage blooming in his chest.
Even if no one believes me, I have to find out what's happening. I won't let my forest be hurt.
Milo reached the edge of the danger zone. The fire wasn't big, yet, but embers crackled under dry leaves, and a scorched lantern hinted at the cause. Above, a frightened squirrel clung to a branch, tail twitching in fear.
I saw it. A camper dropped a lantern and ran. The fire started right there.
It's worse than I thought. I have to warn everyone again. This time, they have to believe me.
Milo didn't rest. He raced back to the meadow, paws pounding the dirt. He burst into the clearing, his fur singed, his voice louder. He had seen the danger with his own eyes.
There is a fire. I saw it. Embers are spreading. If the wind blows east, the whole grove could go up in flames.
You look like you've been through it.
He's serious, look at him.
We must investigate immediately.
This time, Milo didn't go alone. The council sent a scouting party, Oscar to fly above, Freddie to sniff the path, and Milo to guide them back. The deeper they went, the more they smelled it. Smoke and something else. Fear.
This way, Milo. I see the glow.
You were right, little guy. Let's get back and call the others.
Back in the meadow, the council called a meeting. Animals from every corner of the forest gathered. Milo shared what he saw, tracing danger lines on a leaf map he had drawn. Now, no one laughed. No one doubted.
The fire is real, and it's spreading, but if we act quickly, we can stop it.
We all have a part to play, big or small. We can do this together.
The forest came alive with action. Everyone had a job. Elephants filled their trunks from the river. Birds flew to warn distant homes. Moles dug fire breaks, and frogs sang warnings across the streams. And at the center of it all was Milo. Small, determined, brave.
Where do you need me, Milo?
Flap your wings and push smoke away from the beehives.
You lead the ground team, Milo. You've earned it.
The fire reached the edge of the berry grove. The flames licked the trees, and thick smoke turned day into dusk. Milo led a line of animals, passing buckets of water, urging everyone on. The heat was intense. but the spirit of the forest was stronger.
Keep going, don't stop, every drop helps.
You heard him. Move like the wind.
Just as they began gaining ground on the fire, the skies above darkened. A strong wind howled through the trees, flipping leaves and lifting embers. The direction changed, now blowing straight toward the burrow homes and the ancient cedar grove.
Uh-oh! That wind's turning the fire toward the heart of the forest.
My feathers can't handle this much smoke.
We need to divide our teams, one to protect the grove, the other to keep building the fire breaks.
With smoke thickening and animals coughing, Milo didn't panic. He set up a mini command post beneath a large fern, unrolling his forest map. Animals surrounded him, waiting for instructions.
Team 1, dig a second fire trench near the cedar trees. Team 2, bring more water from the stream. We can't let the fire circle us.
Remarkable, Milo. Your plan is logical and brave.
To stop the fire from climbing the western ridge, Milo came up with a bold idea: to clear the dry grass before the fire could reach it. It was dangerous, but if they waited too long, the fire would sweep across the ridge into the valley.
We need to dig a fire path across this hill. It's steep, but if we move quickly, we can stop it from leaping into the cedar grove.
That's risky, son.
I know, but this might be our only chance. The
forest worked as one. Even the shyest creatures came to help. Beavers with water buckets, birds carrying moss, and moles digging non-stop. Milo, exhausted but fearless, moved among them, checking the line.
We're almost there. Just a few more feet of trench.
We've never worked like this before.
And we've never had a leader like Milo.
Just when it seemed the fire might break through, the clouds broke open. Raindrops, first one, then hundreds, splashed down, sizzling on the embers, soaking the ground. The forest let out a collective sigh of relief.
We did it.
The forest, it's safe.
And all because a little mouse followed his heart.
The fire was out. The danger was over. But the forest wasn't the same, and neither was Milo. He sat quietly, watching the others rebuild, feeling both proud and humbled.
We did it together. That's what saved the forest. Not just bravery, but everyone believing in something bigger than themselves.
That evening, the forest glowed with celebration, not just for the end of the fire, but for the beginning of something new. Respect, unity, and a little mouse who taught everyone what courage looked like.
You may be small, Milo, but your courage is greater than all of us combined.
From now on, I'll never ignore the voice of someone brave enough to speak up.
Next time you smell trouble, I'm right behind you.
Milo returned home. His little house hadn't changed, but he had. His bravery, once unnoticed, had helped save everything he loved. And from that day on, the other animals visited often, not out of curiosity, but out of admiration.
Time for a warm cup of pine leaf tea, and maybe a good story to write.
The forest never forgot what happened. They made new safety rules, they practiced working together, and Milo became the teacher of young ones, reminding them that even small voices carry power when they speak with truth and care.
Courage isn't about being big, it's about being brave enough to care.
Years later, Milo's story became part of forest history. A statue stood tall beneath the canopy, reminding everyone that sometimes the biggest heroes wear the tiniest feet. And every time a young creature looked at it, they felt just a little braver.
I want to be brave like Milo one day. Squirrel storyteller. Then listen and always follow your heart.
You don't have to be big to be brave. You don't have to be loud to be heard. What matters most is that you care enough to help and strong enough to try. In your own life, at school, at home, or on the playground, if you see something wrong or someone needs help, be like Milo. Be the one who steps forward with kindness, courage, and heart. Thanks for watching. Hope you and your kids enjoy this story. Please do visit and subscribe to our channel, Kids Story Time.